For anyone just joining, we're just going to wait a couple minutes to have a few additional folks join, and then we'll get started in roughly 2 minutes. All right. Well, hello, everyone. We still see a few folks trickling in, but we'll go ahead and get started today. My name is Robert, and I'll be your moderator. We'd like to first start by extending a very warm welcome to you and a thank you wherever you're joining us from today. Whether you're an experienced developer who's been on our platform for some time, or perhaps you're brand new and looking to understand the reach of our platform, we think you'll see value in today's talk. So what do we have in store? We're going to start with our mission and why we added this new capability, how it fits into the QuickBooks ecosystem, and ultimately the opportunity that lies ahead for you. We'll wrap up with a Q&A session. So as we're going through the presentation, start thinking about questions you might want answered related to the content we're discussing today. Now, to take us on this journey, we have a great lineup of speakers, starting with Steve Kemp. Now, Steve leads financial institution partnerships for Australia and what we consider the rest of world segment. He has over 25 years of experience in the financial services sector, and most recently has worked on initiatives related to open banking, bank feeds, and various product integrations. One fun fact about Steve is he was afforded the privilege to have dinner with the first man to climb Mount Everest, Sir Edmund Hillary. Not only did he have dinner with Sir Edmund, but he was seated right next to him as well. Quite the honor. Following Steve, we'll have a number of demos presented by one of our all-star engineers, Rebecca Andrews. Rebecca joins us from the partners team and works directly on the App Store experience, and most recently was one of the core contributors of this new capability that is being highlighted today. Rebecca is also an avid soccer player and played Division III soccer in New York. She was the program's first ever academic All-American. However, these days is content to play pickup soccer outside the Intuit office. Slightly easier competition. So without further ado, Steve, please take it away.
Thanks, Robert. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. We are proud to announce that we've recently launched our dedicated Rest of World App Store, providing the ability for our developers to publish their apps globally, giving you access to customers in over 200 emerging markets and millions of small businesses. If you're in the process of building and publishing an app on our platform, or have already done so, you can now take advantage of this feature to amplify your reach to small businesses around the world. But first, who is Intuit? Intuit is the global technology platform that helps consumers and small businesses overcome their most important financial challenges. Intuit serves 102 million customers worldwide with products such as TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, Credit Karma, and MailChimp. We never stop working to find new, innovative ways to make that possible. We have a passion for delivering for our customers. 40 years ago, in 1983, Scott Cook, our founder, sat at his kitchen table, watching his wife struggle to balance the family checkbook. And he thought to himself, there must be a better way. Scott created Quicken, a revolutionary new way to use technology to manage personal finances, and Intuit was born. We've been going strong ever since. Today, Intuit is listed on the NASDAQ with 9.6 billion in revenue in 2021. Our total revenue has achieved double-digit growth for 6 straight years. We have 21 offices in 10 countries and 14,000 plus employees, all committed to serving 5.6 million QuickBooks Online subscribers around the world, making Intuit the largest cloud accounting company globally. And we have never stopped asking ourselves that same basic question. How can we use technology to solve our customers' most important problems? From the beginning, we've always put customers at the center of everything we do. We fall in love with their problems and never our solutions. Over our history, we've successfully transformed from DOS to the web, to mobile, to the cloud, to AI, all in service to ensuring our customers are armed with the technology they need to prosper. Today, we still get up every day passionate about finding new innovative ways that technology can solve our customers' most important financial problems. Our mission is powering prosperity around the world. We are a mission-driven company. All the work we do starts with our mission of powering prosperity around the world. And we deliver on that mission by working to solve the most important financial challenges of the 100 million customers we serve around the world. Prosperity means something different for each person, but finances often sit at the core of living the life you want. Around the world, our customers have a universal set of needs. They're trying to make ends meet. They're trying to get out of debt, and they're trying to save money. And depending on the country that we serve, they're counting on their largest paycheck of the year, which is usually their tax refund. Those who have made the bold decision to become entrepreneurs and go into business for themselves have an additional set of needs. They want to find and keep customers. They want to get paid for their hard work. They want to access capital to grow and ensure their books are right. Yet too many face significant financial challenges. There has been a profound shift in the macroeconomic climate. A looming recession, high inflation growth, and supply chain issues are adding an enormous amount of pressure and uncertainty to small businesses. 99% of small businesses report being concerned about inflation, and 50% report the economy being the number one threat they face. For small businesses, 50% go out of business within the first 5 years. Survival during these challenging, uncharted waters is top of mind to every small business, their families, and the people that depend on them. Whatever prosperity means to each person, Intuit wants to help lessen the load by managing money easier and as simple as possible. We believe that everyone should have access to the expertise, tools, and resources they need to take control of their financial life and pursue their dreams. So who is rest of the world? Who are we? Our audience are predominantly new start, service-based micro small businesses. 60% are service-based businesses. 88% of our customers have less than 5 employees. 68% of them have been in business less than 5 years. We serve over 200 countries around the world. We support 10 local languages, and 90% of our customers have basic money in, money out needs like invoicing and expenses. Our base is growing rapidly. We're seeing that customers around the world have a huge appetite for financial management tools. Our rapid growth projections are fueled by huge organic demand. 80 million core accounting keyword searches per year, 45% growth in the global e-commerce market. Our offering is driving growth across the portfolio but there are over 20 markets where we're achieving hypergrowth of over 20% year on year. What's more, in financial year 22, we launched localization in 10 languages, further expanding our reach into previously untapped markets. Small businesses in global markets come to us with basic accounting needs like invoicing and expense management. The Global QuickBooks product is at its core a smart, simple, online cloud accounting software solution that delivers well in these areas, providing superior invoicing capabilities, expense tracking, financial reporting, and out-of-the-box GST and VAT tracking. This is combined with a highly efficient online marketing funnel underpinned by huge organic demand. Our product and marketing work together to drive new customer growth, high retention, which is further supported by end-to-end language support in 10 languages, marketing and product in 10 languages, opening up previously untapped opportunities, telesales, self-help, and chat support capabilities in 5 languages in a follow-the-sun model. The result of this is enabling small business to succeed through delivering 3 fundamental benefits to our customers: helping put more money in their pockets, eliminating work, and saving people time so they can focus on what matters most. And thirdly, ensuring that they have complete confidence in every financial decision they make. As the company continues to grow and change and innovate, these benefits remain enduring and are always at the center of all our efforts. However, as we know, businesses are not one size fits all. The areas you see in green are the areas that QuickBooks Online serves well. There are an enormous number of unsolved customer problems, everything that isn't in green, and these problems are ripe for solving. In Rest of World, our strategy is to introduce minimum viable localization across key focus markets. We provide a fantastic product, but there will always be business pain points that we do not solve through QuickBooks alone. We solve for the basics: accounting, cash management, business growth, and to some extent taxes. There will always be areas that we don't solve for as they sit outside our strategic priorities. Take, for example, payroll, e-invoicing, inventory, and payments. These are areas where we know there's huge demand that's ripe for the picking. The way we solve for this is through partnerships. By allowing apps to integrate seamlessly with QuickBooks, we have the ability to provide multiple solutions with one ecosystem. Allowing customers to discover apps that solve their key business problems beyond accounting and integrate with QuickBooks will help establish QuickBooks as the single source of truth, so customers can easily understand performance with minimal data entry and alleviate the pain of going elsewhere for the tools to run their business. That's where you can play a role. By helping to deliver a robust ecosystem of apps that help customers, while also amplifying your reach worldwide with unparalleled exposure to over 200 countries worldwide, capitalizing on the Intuit QuickBooks brand. With the introduction of 10 languages, this is your chance to access previously untapped markets. There's currently under 40 apps listed on the global QuickBooks App Store. This is your chance to get in ahead of your competitors with a first mover advantage and provide your firm exposure to 200 countries, over 200 countries, 10 local languages, millions of small businesses, while leveraging Intuit's strong global brand presence. It will provide first mover advantage. Right now, there's only 34 listed on the store. This is your chance to get in ahead before your competitors. It provides opportunity for growth, to be part of a rapid worldwide growth trajectory. And finally, retention. On the QuickBooks sides, we know that apps integrations drive positive retention rates, and it works both ways. If you're in the process of building and publishing an app on our platform, or have already done so, you can now take advantage of this feature to amplify your reach to small businesses around the world. We look forward to working with you and supporting our customers around the world. Thank you for your time today, and I'll now hand over to Rebecca.
Hi Hi, everyone. I'm going to be walking you all through some of the key steps for creating and publishing an app with an emphasis on how to publish apps in our new rest of world markets. I'll be breaking it down into 3 parts: creating an app, publishing an app in the global markets, and then seeing an app in action in the global app store. So I'm going to start us off with the first demo. Make it nice and big. Okay. I'm going to start us off by doing an overview of how to create a brand new app. Since I know many of you in this session have already created apps on the store, I'll keep it mostly high level. For those of you who might need more help, there's a lot of great documentation on developer.intuit.com to help walk you through the steps in more detail. An app can be created by navigating to the app dashboard and selecting Create an App. To start, you will need to fill out some basic details about your app here. You will also have to select a scope value, which will tell us what type of data your app will need. As you work on developing your app, we have multiple resources available to you to better understand the available APIs and to test your integration. We have video demos and walkthroughs available, plus lots of documentation, but we also have interactive tools to help you learn. You can try out the API Explorer to test out the available APIs, and you can use our supported SDKs to more seamlessly integrate your app with these APIs. You can also take advantage of our sandbox environment to do testing with QuickBooks company accounts with sample data. In order to get access to your production keys, which you will need so that your app can integrate with real QuickBooks companies, you will need to complete the following steps listed here. Completing these steps allows us to ensure that all apps in the store are at a high level of quality and meet our requirements for data security, compliance, and customer experience. For more information about each of these steps, you can take a look at the Publish Your App page in our developer docs. After you're able to complete the steps to get your production keys, you will have the option to create a new app details listing and ultimately publish it on our QuickBooks App Store. Here is an example listing. Publishing your app to the store increases your exposure to QuickBooks customers and gives you a powerful channel to gain new users. For more information on how to best fill out the app details listing and see the requirements around branding and marketing, you can visit the Enhance Your App Listing page in the developer docs. After you submit your app card, there will be a technical, security, and marketing review before you will be able to publish the app. You can review these requirements for each of these reviews from within the developer portal docs. Links to these docs can also be found at the top of the list on the QuickBooks App Store page. Once the reviews are complete, you will have the option to go live on the store. Next, I'm going to walk you through how to create a new listing for your app in global. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to assume that you already have your app published in at least one region. First, let's navigate to the app dashboard. Then, let's select the app that we want to publish in a new region. In order to publish this app in one of our newly available regions, we need to make sure that we are allowing companies from those regions to connect our app. We can check that from within the production settings page under countries you accept connections from. Here, I will select all other accepted countries so that my app will be able to accept connections from one of the newly available regions. Next, we can navigate over to the List on our Marketplace section. When we scroll down, you will see the familiar country options, but underneath, there are 2 new sections. The first one is to create an app card for a specific country outside of the main countries listed above. You might do this if your app is designed to work well for a particular country or a small number of countries, or if you only want to encourage users from a certain country to connect. The second section is to create a default app card for your app that will be displayed for all the countries we support outside the ones listed explicitly above. In this example, we will create a new app card for a specific region, Singapore. Let me get started with that here. Since I have an existing app card already created, I can copy the existing details over and make any adjustments I need to make the listing more country specific. I'm going to go ahead and copy over the app card details for my US app, and then I'll make a few small adjustments here to customize it for Singapore. I'll update my tagline. Plus one of my key benefits. To mention Singapore specifically. I need to make sure to save before I navigate back to the listing page for the app, so I'll do that now. I'll also go ahead and quickly preview my new details page, just to make sure everything looks as expected. I can see my changes, so everything looks good to me. Now that I've completed all the sections, I need to submit the changes. Once submitted, the app will undergo a quick review. After that review is finished, I'll get an email with the option to publish the app. The process is the same for making a default app card. Only this app card is what will show up for any countries on the additional countries list, rather than a specific country. You can have both a country-specific app card and a default app card for a given app. The country-specific one will just take precedence in that particular country. Now let's quickly make a default app card. I'll do the same as I've done before by copying from an existing app card region. And I'll update the tagline again to mention our new global support. Finally, I'll save and submit. Again, once the reviews are complete, I'll receive an email with the option to publish the app. When I select publish, the app will go live in the store that very day. Finally, let me show you what a globally published app card looks like in the store. Let's look at an example of an app that already has published a default app card for all the additional countries. You can see here that my app eBay Connector by Intuit is listed in global. Now, let's log into my QuickBooks Singapore company to see the app in action. You'll see that my QuickBooks company looks very similar to what you're probably used to seeing in a US view, but I do have my address listed in Singapore, and my currency is listed as the Singaporean dollar. When I visit the Apps tab, I can see the eBay app and view the details page. Just as in the App Store view for US companies, customers can use filtering by category or searching to find the apps they are looking for. You can see here that we don't have many apps available for our global customers. As Steve mentioned, there is a big opportunity for you to get ahead of your competitors and establish yourself first in the 200+ countries that QuickBooks supports. This opportunity is further compounded by the many accountants we have also in these regions who can discover your app and recommend it to their clients. So that concludes our demos for today. Thank you for following along, and I'll pass it back to Rob.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Awesome demos. So we're going to open it up to questions now. So if you do have questions that you would like answered, please just navigate to the bottom of your screen inside Zoom. You'll see a little option for Q&A. Go ahead and post your questions in there, and we will answer them live. And it looks like we actually have a couple that have come in already. So the first one is, how many different Intuit App Store regions are there? It's actually one I can answer. So Rebecca briefly touched on this, but we have some core markets. So currently 5 core markets that you can post on. And in addition to that, you can have an additional 5 country-specific app cards. So in Rebecca's case, through the demo, it was Singapore. You could do an additional 4 on top of that. And I believe that coverage is over 200 additional countries that you can list on. Okay, but again, five total there, plus 1 general one. Looks like another one here is, I'm a new app developer. Which app store should I publish onto first? Does it matter? I think probably the answer here is think about any data that you have. Do you have any data internally to suggest that one market caters very well to your app versus another? If so, utilize this new feature. You have the ability to make it specific to a given country or set of countries. So that's power in numbers right there. Additionally, you could also think about this from the lens of where we have our major markets, us at Intuit. Obviously, US, Canada, or UK is usually a good first starting point, just because those are our biggest markets. But beyond that, I would say it's probably best to do a data-driven approach. Looks like currently have only just one more question here. I did see, I think, a number of hands were raised. So if you did have a question, feel free to place it in the Q&A. If you can't find the Q&A, feel free to use the chat as well. Totally kosher. We can totally take questions there as well. So the last one I see on my end is, looks like there was a review process that was showcased. How long do the reviews typically take to complete? We actually have one of our in-house experts for the review process on the line. William, can I hand this one over to you?
Sure. So the review process will vary. For a new app, it will start off with technical review. Once you submit the app, you will get an email almost immediately asking you some questions and trying to set up a time for you to go over with the review team that process. It could vary, could be very short, within a week. It really depends on if the technical review team finds any issues. Next, it gets passed over to our security review team. They're going to look at it for any kind of security issues like Rebecca talked about, and that could vary as well. For those, it does take a little bit longer. It could be a couple of weeks. Right now, for some of the scheduling, it is a number of weeks out for being able to even start those tests. And then once that's done and that's approved, it'll go to a marketing review, and that's a lot shorter time. And that's where someone's going to look at your app card, make sure everything looks correct, all your spelling is correct, things like that. So that's going to be fairly quick, and usually within less than a week that'll happen. And then once you do that, you'll get an email, and you'll be able to say when you're ready to publish, and you publish on the App Store. Now, if you already have a app that's published on the App Store, and you're just wanting to use, wanting to go to the rest of the world company, want to go to some of the other countries or even the default country, that's going to be fairly quick because we've already gone through the major review processes. And so that could be a couple of days. And once you get it up there, it should be approved. So it just varies, and depending on if the reviewer happens to find any issues. So from that standpoint, it should be fairly quick if you've already have it published in other countries.
Awesome. Thanks very much, William. That was a great answer. Looks like we did have another question come in. And this one asks, what URL do users go to see the apps in the global app store? Apps.com only has the core markets currently. Rebecca, is that a question you would happen to know?
Yeah, I think I can answer that. So to see apps in the global store, you actually need to be signed in to a QuickBooks account that is under that sort of global marketplace. So that would be like I showed in the example of Singapore, any of the countries in that additionals list. So it's not accessible like outside of being signed in, but for a customer in that market, they will see the app in their version of the store within the product.
Perfect. So the requirement is that if they go to apps.com without signing in, they won't see it. But if they sign in, they would see localized content at that point.
So it's not actually an apps.com, just to clarify, Robert. It's actually like within the product. There are like 2 places where we have the store. So the apps.com one today just has the main markets, and that is something that we're looking at changing. But right now, that is the current state. To see the apps that we're talking about here, that would have to be within a QuickBooks account.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for the question. Looks like we've actually reached the end of our questions. So if you have a last minute question, we'll give it like 10, 15 seconds. Go ahead and place it in the Q&A or in the chat and we can answer it. Otherwise, we'll end in just a minute here. I should also add, if any other questions come up, outside of today's session, please navigate to our developer support site. So it's just help.developer.intuit.com. Feel free to post anything there. We have a very capable team that will action your questions and provide you with a response in a timely manner. Okay, looks like we didn't get any additional questions, so we'll go ahead and end it for today. We want to thank you once again for joining us. Hopefully it was insightful, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers. Have a great rest of your day.